Yantua so sanse no da na nkonwa so ayehye papa ewo mrase bedwafie ni nyina LGBTQ+ ni eho enkoro ne banyina na wo sempenyini si nkonwa na afi wo mu etwetwe mu ehwese ekwan betimi afa so na bere de na pampamu betimi apase na bibia etimi akoyie na utim se na eja so ayehye papa na mpanyini ka se bi efie bi wa na kompa ha so yehye mrase adwami anwonso ho anya bra ye dware na wo panyini Sam George wono mrase bedwani ewo ye ningo prampram abato mpeso so na wode nsam tudwa akire mu a na wo hwe bra chese wo mo ehya ase kra na nan ahemfo ni asofo akukudam bia je wo mo gi twini chada na mo kwan yam so hwe ya kwa kwata parliament na yetietie de bekoso a na wo mo kasa ye mu no na speaker of parliament wo panyini Alban Bagbin ene ni nyansa mu wode ensem betu dwa no so hwe wo bia chese wo mpesa biri ye beduadua mu ani akwa paase de mu asaso na ese hwai din sense mampomu na ese kamia ese mra se bedwafie nipa be ese 275 no bia ayedi se osoro himamu na eno no owura Sam George din se mutudwa no che se eno akra no bra speaker ebisa asasem no a ehoye di na che so bia te ase ata kire se sa gay ni lesbian hu sensem kro ne ban nyina se bempadua ese hu se aduane a wa meto wona na muchi aso na ochi na ma ya nwen so yemfa yese nche enti wonde wakani brain nye brain fast woni a na chese wo mo esore atia sa de ban we nyina chese bokola na wo chese wono so ejina simpie ni apaso kun ye pa sa de we enya de beba so ne emma chene ne french ni be kase se ni pe maswe ni nyina wo bomo abaso papa se de akwa akoba no otimu se ni yiro mu a no bere ne de eden a empanyini bedwetwe mu a na fe wo ma paase.
Mr. Speaker, let me go to the legal part. Our constitution has been dealt with, but when you read the report, those who argue against this bill say that Ghana is a signatory to international rights, the conventions and treaties. Very true. But Mr. Speaker, what they fail to do is that some of us don't read, but some of us do read. And Mr. Speaker, all the conventions that they have quoted in their memos to the committee, we would establish the fallacy of their position. Mr. Speaker, the African Charter on Human and People's Rights in Article 17 says this: every individual should have the right to education. 17.2. Every individual may freely take part in the cultural life of his community. But 17.3 says, the promotion and protection of morals and traditional values recognized by the community shall be the duty of the state. This is the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. So it says the promotion of morals, traditional values. So what morals are we talking about? What traditional values are we talking about? This is the convention Ghana has signed up to. And so this bill is in line with that convention. In fact, Article 18 of the same African Charter says the family shall be the natural unit and basis of society. It shall be protected by the state, which shall take care of its physical health and morals. The state shall have the duty to assist the family, which is the custodian of morals and traditional values recognized by the community. So if we say the family, what is the family? Is it a man and a man, or a woman and a woman, or a man and a woman with their children? We have our traditional values. Mr. Speaker, they always make reference to the UN Declaration on Human Rights. The UN Declaration on Human Rights in Article 2, I read, it says everyone is entitled to all the rights and freedoms set forth in this declaration without distinction of any kind. And these are the distinctions it makes: race, color, sex, language, religion, political or other opinion, national or social origin, property, birth or other status. Mr. Speaker, I want to make it clear in this hallowed chamber that there is a clear distinction between sex and gender. Complete distinction. Sex is a biological construct. Gender is a social construct. Sex is binary, male or female. It is the source code for even computer science, 0 and 1. To be a male, you have the XY chromosome. To be a female, you have the XX. There is no other combination known to science.
Sam George eno no woto asem no so tim se no ade wonya bere pa kire se mu dukuru kosi ase bia wo bi ka so man mu ne LGBTQ yanyintumu anase kamia se oni kuni ma me be wo na wo se dua so sa bo akwakuo ne wo na nti bebo fom se panyan abeka se bia yanyintumu na de akwa ba ni nyina no ho nkrofo bi o ma hu se economy na edu ba bia na eye bumpumpa na chese dia de ncheche saa na eniama enseda nkoye na ni womba wo ye beso masene na ni eche se wo mu pia yiri pampe sasra boto se bia munyi ntumuo na wo se ye man na nkasankaso wo hwa mamre ne amane ne se de ye edwumadie bia nkyere se wo ba enkonko na wo ne no yonko ba enkonko da eno kra na he fa so be na benya firi mu se be ma ne no yonko be ma pa be no ase ne se villa wo hwem na so na kuntru adan a che se ege oh wasi we nyina ya de yense hunu na wasi ye hwedi ye sansa de hye bi ne te baabi enom ye yodwo na sa nyema we nyina no wasi ye bomoden a na fe yetimi hwe ni ye na sa ge yi a ye kan ho asem yi ensa se ye gitum ye mayi mu.
Mr. Speaker, in the West, their culture seems to prohibit polygamy and support this. People think it's a cultural thing. It's actually not a cultural thing for the West. It's a financial decision. And let's put it to the Western world that because of the tax system, that is why they frown on polygamy, not because of culture. Because when you are a single man in the West, you pay a higher tax. Once you get married to your spouse, your household tax reduces your individual tax liability. So then imagine if they allowed one man to have 4 wives. He will pay less tax to their exchequer. It is about money for the West. That is why they have criminalized polygamy. It's not about culture. And so they should not follow money and ask us to accept something that is culturally reprehensible.
We any and some right yes I'm George na we any some crack watchers or may intro do ntwa so ba bia beko bia mamra ne amane ye twaguo ne nan matra nkunya tenase na wo mo ye amane ne amamre bia bibia ni won mo e beka so saa sebense hunu yanyi ntumo na wo hwesa de nan matra nkunya ne asofo nbinmo aba betenase wo mra se bedwafia ni nyina che so mani abre pa sa krodom se wo mo kwa kotie ne ebesie na enokra no wo kire se enei nananom na afi asori ahodo bebrebe na eta akire se LGBTQ plus ye kan wo no nya de ebetimi age atum kina o manimu a ne nso wode saa asemu yi apie so.
Speaker, I'm excited that we are at a point of convergence now in this house that all 275 of us are in support of this bill, because from the onset it had been a Herculean task when we were putting together the bill. Originally we had 4 members on the NDC side and 4 members on the MPP side. But let me use this opportunity to celebrate my brother, the Deputy Minister for Education, Honorable John Fojo, who remains the sole person from the majority side who joined us to sponsor the bill. Mr. Speaker, my submission would anchor on 4 legs: traditional, scientific, legal, and religious. Mr. Speaker, Ghana is a culturally rich nation. We have 70 ethnic groups and 80 languages. We have 240 traditional areas that are recognized by the National House of Chiefs. Mr. Speaker, we throw an open challenge to proponents outside of this house, since there's no proponents in this house, of LGBTQ rights, to show us one Ghanaian traditional language or one Ghanaian traditional area that accepts and supports homosexuality. Language is an identifier of an ethnic group. And when you take all the 70 Ghanaian languages, 95.1, each one of them has words for things that are to the people. Things that are alien, they don't have words for them. They have descriptions for them. So when people say that the white man brought us Christianity, for example, it's incorrect, because when you take our local languages, we have names for the supreme being and names for lesser deities. In Akan, we have Odumankuma Nyankupon, who is the supreme being, who the Hebrews call Yahweh. Or in Ghana, we have Atana Anyumo. So God is not a new construct to our language. But when you take things like computer, which are new things to our language, we call it Abefu Efidie Enchi. It's a description. When you take telephone, we call it Ahuma Trufu or something. A description. And when you take homosexuals, we call them Kojo Besia, Kojo Aoya Ninyama Tise Besia. It is a description simply because it is alien to our language. And so when it comes to tradition and our culture, these are alien to our culture.
We aye Rasam George wono yebra sebedwani yede ma ningo pram abatom pesoso sabro wa twemu fe kofi se we nyina ho abrafo no na yesum de pa aka ne yezom na mudi nyamso ba na wo kyerem se wo mba ne yesum ye nyame na nkrafo beka ata na nwumo na akanfo so aka odoma nkoma nyankopon na se ye kokko enimu anti na wo ho dada that the omni be there is somebody computer ba. Yeah, the for cry ni anyi ntu.